Hi everybody, it's Kelly Russell with the teachersofgod.org, and I'm here to talk with you today about my experience with moving and my experience with finding a new home. And this is actually an epilogue to a previous blog that I wrote in May, and some of you may have seen it. It was called There's No Place Like Home. And in that blog, my focus was on how we create what we see in our lives with our thoughts. And what I had created was the need to move to a new home. And I understood that the reason that I had done that is because I was absolutely having a love affair with the town of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It's about 30 minutes from where I have lived for the last 19 years. And I would voice how much I loved it there. I need to move here. I need to be here. And I spent a lot of time there. And I talked about that in the other blog that I did, and you're welcome to rewatch that if you'd like to on teachersofgod.org. But at the end of that blog was all about how we create our reality, and it was also about me knowing that I was then going to be moving, and that this was going to be the time where I was going to take the leap and move to this town that I've wanted to live in or near for 3 years. And so now, 3 months later, I have moved, and the blog is actually about that journey. And it is specifically about that journey of staying in a place of trust and about asking. So in the blog itself, I'm going to be talking about the cameo that is in the Course in Miracles CE edition. We call it the Purple Book. And it's cameo number 6, Let Him Take Charge of All Minutia. And minutia is really basically anything that we think we have a need for in the world, including a home. And so I'm going to be looking into that and exploring that and talking about it, because those two things are really what I did. I stayed in trust as much as I was able to, and then periodically I would fall out of trust and freak out and get scared and go into doubt and down that ego rabbit hole. But then I was able to pull myself back and be back in a place of trust and asking. So my journey was so amazing. There were so many gifts. There were so many synchronicities. There were serendipity every time I turned around. There were nudges to go this way, or that door that you keep knocking on is closing because I want you to go over in this direction. I want you to use this company. I want you to call this person. I want you to ask for help in this way. And so I got to see that when I tried doing things on my own, and I tried going my own way and finding a new space to live the way that I thought that I should find it, in going through the traditional channels, it just didn't work out. And it was very discouraging. And I would get very upset and just think, this is never going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do. But when I would stop and I would ask and say, I know that you're guiding me here. I know that this is supposed to be what I'm doing. And I know that you don't want me to just be wasting my time and spending my thought energy on finding a place to live. I know that you have another purpose for me than that, as you do for everyone. And that idea is exactly what Cameo 6 is all about, that the Holy Spirit, Jesus, does not want us focusing on the minutia of our lives and wasting our time doing that. He wants us to be training our mind. He wants us to be focused on our thoughts that we think with God. He wants us to be focused on our oneness, focused on our forgiveness practice, our prayer practice, and our are being the love that we are and being the light of the world, that is what we are supposed to be spending our minds and our time and our energy doing, not all over the apps and the postings and all of the stuff that you have to do when you need to find a home. And so when I would veer off course and think that, oh, I've got to do it all myself and I've got to make it all happen and I've got to find the right place and it's got to have the features that I need and that I want and it's got to be large enough and it's got to be this price and it's blah, 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 blah. Things would just, it would be rocky and there would be obstacles and it would be frustrating and I would just get so pissed off. And then when I would remember, okay, wait a second here, I just need to ask. And I just kept staying in trust no matter what it looked like. I just kept staying in trust. I know you got this. I know you're taking care of this. I know this is being handled. If it isn't showing up yet, I know it's because the space is not ready for me yet. I know this is happening in divine timing. I know divine order is at work here. I know that God is on the field. And so I'm just turning it over to you and I'm asking, is there something I should be doing? Is there someone I should call? Is there a task for me to do? I got very early on, I got a message that what I should be doing is giving away stuff that I didn't want and disposing of things, recycling things, taking things to charity, to Goodwill, whatever. So I started doing that. I just started clearing my space out of everything that's not wanted. I got a message early on that I should start packing things that I do want to keep. I might have to do that anyway. I had a hard date that I had to be out of my space after living there for 11 years. It was July 1st. And so I was, okay, I'm going to start packing stuff and I'm going to start getting rid of stuff I don't want. And that was guidance. And because those things are going to have to happen anyway, whether I got a place to go to or not. And so, you know, when I went to the Course in Miracles conference in May, it was a few weeks after that There's No Place Like Home blog came out. And I was so grateful to have so many people at that conference coming up to me and introducing themselves, many of you, and I loved meeting you, and it was so great to be able to talk to people live and in person. And so many of you asked me, did you find a place to live yet? And at that time I had not. And what my answer was actually came through a friend of mine that's in the Course in Miracles community, my friend John. And he gave me the language. He said, the place that you're going to live exists in the quantum field right now. And in divine time, it will show up in your experience. And that just became the way that I explained it to everybody. So I probably said that about 500 times at the conference and to people who would ask me about it afterward and so forth. And that is exactly what happened. And not only is that exactly what happened, but John is one of the two people through whom my beautiful new home that I'm so happy in, right across the river from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, in southern Maine, Elliott, Maine, came through. My new place came through John and his girlfriend, Catherine. And I just am so thrilled, and I can't wait to share the story of it with you because it really is a great story, and it's been an awesome adventure. So if you want to get more information about A Course in Miracles, if you want to take a deeper dive into some of the things that I'm talking about, if you want to deepen your relationship with Spirit, if you want to create the dialogue with Spirit, with God, and feel like you are able to do some of the things that I did. I'm not doing anything. I'm nothing special, so this isn't unique to me, but being able to hone some of those skills and be able to find some tools to be able to help you with this, do yourself a favor and go on the teachersofgod.org website and check out all of the programs that they have. There's a lot of different programs. The one that I happen to think is the best one certainly at this point in time is the presenter series, because you get access to fresh content and material every month from great Course in Miracles teachers, and you also have access to all of the information that's in the transformation room. And so, but all of the programs are really great, and I encourage you to do that. So thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it. I love talking to you. And please click on the blog, and if you, after reading it, if you have a comment for me, I would love to hear what you have to say. I read every one of them. Thank you. I love you. Namaste.